Race in Illinois has taken some surprising twists, to say the least, recently.
All right, let's talk about this military record by Mark Kirk, a congressman out of Illinois. He now says he did grossly exaggerate his military experience. Jack, is this a mortal sin in politics?
Yes, he resigned now. Just drop out of the race.
This Mark Kirk situation where he has basically had to deal with 5 days of explaining what was a good record about his military, but he had to re-explain it because apparently he exaggerated or lied depending on your point of view.
Yeah, it's really pretty incredible.
He's coming clean tonight. Major admissions from Congressman Mark Kirk. The Republican nominee for U.S. Senate now admits the military record he's been touting for years was not accurate.
Republican candidate for the U.S. Senate from Illinois claims he just, quote, misremembered the details of his record as a naval intelligence officer.
Friday, Chicago Sun-Times screams bad news for GOP Senate candidate Mark Kirk.
This has hands down been the worst week in the U.S. Senate campaign of North Shore Congressman Mark Kirk, and arguably the worst week in Kirk's political career. Only 5 days ago, Kirk was still touting his military experience as one of his most valuable political assets.
What Kirk thought gave him an edge now gives Democrats ammunition. Retired Colonel Jill Morgenthaler.
I don't know how we can trust him any longer because he has had an honorable career, and yet if he feels he has to lie about that, when do the lies stop?
Most guys would not portray that as being their individual award. I've never come across anyone that's ever done that. I've received unit awards myself and claim that it's a unit award.
How come all of a sudden it comes out now by somebody else bringing it out? How come he didn't know about it? He should have known. He should be able to read the certificate and see what it says. Yeah, I do not like people that wear ribbons or citations that don't deserve it.
Apologies are fine, but you should be a stand-up person. I served with the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit, and I was proud to serve in Desert Storm, but I would not misrepresent myself.
And we've learned it wasn't just once, but now at least 4 separate times.
Kirk also acknowledged 2 new cases where his public statements did not match reality. His campaign said that he came under fire while aboard a reconnaissance flight. There is no record of that. And he said that a letter sent by his congressional office called him a member of Operation Desert Storm. He was not.
1 or maybe 2 fish stories might have been a headline for a day or two, but this has been a 6-day story that cannot be ignored.
This is really a problem different than what we saw for the Connecticut Democrat Richard Blumenthal, because Mark Kirk has tried to make his military service and his expertise on those sorts of issues really central to his campaign. So that is a problem. In addition, we're talking about a number of issues where there is either an inaccuracy or an inflation of his military record, and that can be problematic.
It wasn't just about the award. It was also about a whole series of things that are starting to come out. And anytime you make this kind of a mistake and it's one thing, you bring it out and you lay it out and say, I'm sorry, I made a huge mistake. The problem is we're starting to see one lie after another after another.
What do you think of this guy, Mark Kirk, who said he fought in the Iraq War but didn't? What do you make of this guy's problem?
Well,
is this like endemic, this resume inflation now? Is everybody running for office claim to be G.I. Joe when they weren't? Is this something that's like normal now? You have to assume they're lying when they say they served in the military? Everybody wants to be John Wayne. I mean, what's going on here? Why did this guy say he served in Iraq and he didn't? What's his problem?
And where it's problematic is that it was a part of his own public statements, part of his website, things that his campaign and his congressional office have talked about, and now he's having to scrub the record, try to clean things up, and to apologize.
What is it that makes these people think that they can get away with exaggerating or lying about their records? I just can't imagine that in this day and age that people don't realize that their bios and their claims on the campaign trail about what their lives have consisted of have to be spotless and accurate. It just blows my mind.
These guys are claiming they fought in harm's way and they didn't, and it's terrible. And I'm not going to let them off it either.
Controversy not going away, and that leaves real questions about whether the incident will drag down his campaign.
Soon a poll will no doubt weigh in on whether misremembering is enough to derail a Senate campaign with 5 months to go.
Perhaps he'll get past it, but he can no longer only just level charges at his opponent as he's been doing for some time, because when his resume is full of holes, the media is going to be questioning him wherever he goes.